Human trafficking, the modern day slavery. The definition of human trafficking is the action or practice of illegally transporting people from one country or area to another, typically for the purpose of forced labor or sexual exploitation. This is modern day slavery because people are taken forcefully or conned into situations they cannot escape, pretty much hostages. Whether it's from fear, poverty, or they're being threatened with someone hurting their family, hurting their loved one. The three main points in this speech that I will be covering are the who are the victims, who is responsible, and how can we protect ourselves from these horrific actions. Human trafficking is the second largest criminal enterprise in the world, earning exploiters over more than $150 billion each year, according to a report released by the International Labor Organization in May 2014. Let's start with who are the victims, who the victims are. There are anywhere from 600 to 800,000 individuals trafficked in the U.S. every year. The majority are women and children. I could only wonder how many people are being trafficked around the world. This business is only getting bigger because of how much people are getting paid, and when they get caught, the penalty is not harsh at all. Immigrants are exploited, and promised a better life when they are smuggled into the U.S., only to find out they have to work for years or sometimes their whole life to pay off the debt that the traffickers say they owe. Other victims are runaway kids, kidnapped kids, and even foster children. They are forced to work in various jobs like restaurant businesses, agricultural work, construction, nail salons, um, massage parlors, and even prostitution. The traffickers will do anything for money. This includes lie, steal, assault, and murder to make sure they scare the victims so they will not leave or try to leave. Who is responsible for these evil acts? They are called traffickers or exploiters. Traffickers range from small time solo operations to highly sophisticated criminal organizations that operate internationally. Exploiters choose to trade in humans because there are low startup rates, minimal risk, high profits, and a large demand. For organized crime groups, human beings have one added advantage over drugs: they can be sold repeatedly. The exploiters of human trafficking include a wide range of criminals and criminal enterprises that organize, implement, and profit from trafficking human beings. Cartels are one criminal organization that plays a huge part in the human trafficking business. The criminal organizations are broken down into three main parts. They consist of the recruitment, or the ones that do the abducting, people who transfer the victims to the point of exploitation, and the people that oversee exploitation. What can we do to protect ourselves from becoming a victim of these horrific crimes? Ways to protect yourself. There are plenty of things that we can do to protect ourselves and other people who might become victims of human trafficking. I would say one of the most important things is to always be aware of your surroundings. A lot of people these days are always on their phones or other distracting devices, not paying attention to if somebody's following them, and always trust your instincts. If something does not feel right, it probably isn't. If you exercise or go for walks, like my wife makes me do, then avoid walking alone. Do not trust people so easily. Traffickers will set traps using women and children to lure you in so they can get you out of your car or take advantage of you. For those of for those of you that love your social media, be careful what you post and who you add as friends. You should turn off your location setting and only make posts visible to family and friends. If you can track your phone, then you should always have at least 2 or 3 family members tracking your phone at all times. Always meet people in public places. Strangers, people you don't know, meet them in public places. You must be ready for anything at all times, and do not freeze under pressure. This can be the difference between life and death. You should arm yourself with some type of defense weapon. I personally carry a 40 cal everywhere I go. And for those of you that do not like guns, maybe some pepper spray on your keychain or a taser, something handy that could protect you. Anything will help get the traffickers off. Anything that will help get the traffickers off or slow them down so that way you could get away or yell for help. If any of this ever happens, always yell for help and resist as much as you can. Never stop fighting. Never give up. Only you can make a difference of not becoming a number in the human trafficking criminal enterprise. So there you have it. I just gave you plenty of information on the international billion-dollar business of human trafficking. You probably have not heard much about it because the news doesn't cover it. I just wanted to inform you and maybe save a life with bringing awareness to my fellow classmates. Remember, if you hear something out of the norm, then report it immediately. Help the victims of this world and speak up. The National Human Trafficking Hotline will help bring the criminals to justice and save the innocent victims of this horrific business. Thank you.